Okay, so now I got the. You ready there, Batgoat? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. And I was just asking if you could hear me, and were you able to hear me? You able to hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Let me try this.
I can hear you. So
Let's see. I still don't hear you. Mike, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Nod.
I can hear you.
Okay, there we go. No.
You can hear me now?
Yeah. I plugged into the Yeti instead of the computer. So, okay, I can hear you.
Okay, so we both can hear each other then.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Hello, fellows.
And I know you wanted to take a few minutes. Do you want to wait to see if more people come in? And
Well, I think they'll come in just as I'm doing a little spiel here. Can you guys hear me okay? Who's here? Hey, Solid. I'm using
Solid's the only one. And of course, guys, as a reminder, if you can like and share the stream, that'd be appreciated as well.
Okay. Solid. I'm using my Yeti. I've got studio lighting, so I'm stepping up my co-hosting game. But I think I'm not coming in real loud. Do you want me to turn up the gain?
You're coming in fine. I can hear you fine.
You guys can hear me fine. Solid.
I can.
Solid. Can you hear me okay? Because like I say, I'm new to this. I've only played around with this Blue Yeti like once when I was doing music, so I have no idea how this works.
Solid, can you hear Batgoat? Because I can hear him. I can hear you fine.
He just said loud and clear, so very cool. I'm going to leave the levels like this, and if I stay right here, I don't have a pop shield thing, so I'll try to be careful.
All right. And as always, guys, if you guys can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more people in, that'd be appreciated. I also did send out an invite to Tug again, but of course he didn't. But I even kind of sent out an invite to Aramine because I was watching a couple of her videos earlier today. She's got a little series going on where she's showing a little bit about Japan, doing the 12 vlog days of Christmas thing going on. So those look pretty cool.
Very cool. So I asked Mike about this, and he said it's cool. I just wanted to run some things by you. Look, so it's just solid right now. Is it right? Solid?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm completely frozen. What was it? Okay. I've got an idea for next week, but I think maybe I'll bring that up towards the end of the show, if that's cool. Mike?
Okay, you got an idea for next week?
For me, so it's just going to be a personal question to the dudes in the chat, and like if they're here, maybe that's cool. It'll only take 30 seconds, but you know what I wanted to say, Mike? You can kind of pay attention. What do we got? Like 5 minutes? Okay.
Yeah. Well, Solid just asked a question here.
Go for it.
Did you see the pro-Trump protest in Japan? Actually, no, I didn't hear about that. Nippon Ichiban.
I think I heard that they were pro-Trump protesting in Japan, like as the Capitol thing was going on. So I think afterwards they just kind of, I don't think much happened after it. Like, I don't know.
Well, the Japanese people aren't like us. They don't like sit there. They are usually more like reserved overall. So I mean,
Yes, they are.
but anyway, so you wanted to ask a question like you were thinking next week though. Um,
Just towards the end of the show, like maybe like I'll just take 30 seconds right before Nietzsche history, if that's okay.
okay, yeah,
That'd be
that'll be
awesome.
fine.
Awesome.
That'll be
Thank you
fine.
so much. Okay.
Hey,
And
Batgoat, you're my co-host, so that means that obviously you and I have become pretty good mates here, pretty good friends. So if you want to say something or ask something or whatever, you're more than welcome to. I mean,
awesome. Thank you.
I'm a big free speech person.
Yeah.
If you got something to say, I'll let you say it.
Oh yeah. It's your show. I just wanted to ask permission. So thank
Right?
you.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. It's always good to show respect to the host.
You know what I wanted to go over just real quick. Let's see. So my TV viewing habits were a little different this week with everything going on. When I'd get off YouTube, I didn't want to be seeing anything serious. So I don't know. I went back to my old stuff of watching cartoons, and I found that on Prime there's Richard Scarry's The Busy Town series, which is very cool because I loved those books as a kid, and it's a well done series. It's Canadian. I think that I like Canadian cartoons.
Yeah, I mean they've had a number of stuff come out over the years. That's been pretty cool.
I believe it's about 12 or 14 years old, like early 2000, which I think you and I are in agreement. A lot of good stuff came out in the early 2000s.
Yeah. I mean, me more 80s and 90s, but and some I obviously did like some stuff from the some of the DCAU stuff from the 2000s, like Justice League Unlimited, Teen Titans, that stuff. So
sure. And then here's a. I hate that I keep looking at myself. I got to break myself of that habit. You know what I saw? I came across. I entered in Rankin Bass on my search parameters in Prime, and Jack Frost came up, and it was the Jack Frost from 1977 that was narrated by Buddy Hackett. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, vaguely.
It was really bad. Like I just stopped paying attention to it after a while. The songs are all bad. I could tell it was done in 77. It was just had a weird vibe. I didn't like it. It's certainly not Rudolph quality.
Yeah, I mean, another series from 77 that I've been watching lately is, went back and started watching a bunch of like the DC themed cartoons. So I started, of course, with the Filmation, series of the Superman Aquaman hour.
Okay.
And I'm up to like the all new Super Friends hour right now that I've been watching. So that was like that was the season where they took pretty much the full hour and they had like all the different other little segments, and they'd have like the 4 stories. They'd have first with 2 of the main team members, and then the Wonder Twins segment, and then the whole team segment, and then segment with one of the main team members and a guest hero.
Okay. So, I remember you saying that last week, and I don't remember it that. I know I used to watch it. I just don't remember it that well enough.
Yeah, I mean it had it in terms of some of the other segments in it, it had like magic, the decoder, crafts, health, safety, that kind of thing. So we went back down to 2 people. I hope Solid didn't leave us.
Did Solid leave us? Oh no. Yeah, down to 2. I was sending out a personal text, so we'll see if I get an answer back to that.
Oh, you were sending out a personal text tell, hey, Mike's on right now or something.
To my daughter, yeah. See,
Uh,
see if she stops by again, real quick.
yeah. I mean, okay, so we're back up to 3 people now. So maybe
Cool.
Solid came back. I don't know how long. Let's see. We're already up. We're already up past the 10-minute mark. Think I should just get going.
You may as well.
All right. So basically, yeah. So we're gonna start. We're gonna get back this week. We're gonna get
Oh,
back.
Mike, one thing.
Yeah.
Remember what we talked about? So I just wanted to say, I think only Solid's in here. Maybe he's not. But I just want to get this out early that I personally am not going to be talking about anything political tonight. And I'm just here for Mike, and I'm here for the show. So I personally won't address anything about that.
Yeah. As a whole, for this stream, let's try to not focus on current day politics.
I agree. I think
mean,
that's going to be good for everyone.
just because I think we've had enough of everybody getting all angst up and stuff. Sorry, my internet's been wonky all day. Well, that's all right. As long as you're here, man.
We knew you were here.
But anyways, with that being said, thank you for saying that too, Batgoat. That was a good thing to
no problem.
Take note of.
Smash the like button if you didn't already. Solid.
Let me see. Okay, I guessed right. Thank you, computer, for guessing right. Because I usually have two of these up on this day, so I usually have to hope that I. So yeah, so as we've been talking about, of course, guys, as we got into 1936 here, the number of comics, the number of titles has been steadily increasing. We saw last week that I think in rotation there's like 8 titles. Now for the most part they're monthly, but some of them might skip a month here or there just because I get again the time of the depression and all that. So we have in the month of July here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books that went on sale. 2 issues of popular comics, of course, number 7 and 8. Tip Top Comics number 4. The couple of titles from DC, 2 titles from DC. Let's see. Of course, King Comics number 5. We'll probably spend a lot of time with the famous Funnies 25, and maybe not as much with King Comics because we haven't been able to find any the actual comic. But we'll probably spend some time looking through the synopses there. We'll probably take more quick looks through the synopses just to kind of get an idea how many popular comics here. So, and by this point, of course, I think there were 5 or 6 publishers too. There was Eastern Color, DC, Dell, United Features, Censure, and there might have been one other one.
Mike, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm a complete bonehead. What month and year is this so I can write it down?
Oh, July 1936. Now these are based on sale dates.
Okay.
Which I'm using the on sale date as opposed to the cover date, which basically means the in this particular section these books went on sale in July of 1936, but they're cover dated probably in August or September.
Okay.
So anyway, so let's kind of get into it a little bit here. So when you look here, was again as we talked about before, many of the titles at this point were still very much basically hodgepodge anthologies, kind of a mix of some action, some adventure. We had a number of I think comic books at this point were 64 pages. Some of the characters in here included Gasoline. I know you said that was a popular one that you knew about. there.
Mm-hmm.
Little Orphan Annie, Dick Tracy, regular fellas, Daisy Bell, Squibbly, which I told you a little bit about too.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll go through. Let's see. So from here, we'll probably go to Grand Comics database. So this is Popular Comics number 7. Okay, so just let's see, series name, comic, search. Okay, so
Hello, Howling Werewolf.
oh, we have somebody new here. Howling.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome. Hello, Howling Werewolf. Thank you for joining us.
That's a tongue twister there, Mike. Howling Werewolf. Howling Werewolf.
Oh, I see how he's spelling it. Howling Warwolf.
Warwolf. Howling Warwolf.
So let's see. Series. So, and this, of course, the one we're looking at is number 7 right now. Oh, reserved, which probably means that we may not. Yeah, I guess we're not going to get to see it. Okay. Not going to get to see it. Oh, wait, maybe so, because, okay. But on sale date based on copy. So on the cover here, they have Dick Tracy, Moon Mullins, and Orphan Annie. Gasoline, and a lot of these were reprints or were just one or two pagers. Let's see, in Gasoline out here. Let's see. First line of dialogue it said, "Hi, Mr. Dumb John walk-in area, huh?" From Gasoline, kind of let you guys see some of that there. Not gonna try to read through I'll read through some of the more well-known ones, like, Little Orphan Annie here. So this one had just over 3-page, like 3 1/5 of a page, I guess, 3.2 pages. Harold Gray did the script, penciling and inking there. Children's Adventure, 0.8 by 4, and the other 8/10 is Ma Green. Always belittling and skipping. Those will actually be in other titles. Like some of these titles, may start here, but they'll end up in other ones. And there's Ripley's, believe it or not, as Robert Ripley. Frank Sell is a salesman. First line of dialogue.
We see Ripley's in a lot of these, though, in a lot of different titles. The mixed titles, right?
Well, yeah, I think this is at least one of them. Nonfiction. Okay. From September 3rd of 1935 is where this is reprinted from the King Features Sunday features.
Okay.
And here's a Dick Tracy story that's a 4-pager. First line, "All right, girls, lively now." Dick Tracy Sundays, but no dates given there. That one. Just kind of giving you an idea just how many, and you can tell humor children. But of course, that was Dick Tracy story is a detective story. But here's a Western frontier on the range. First line of dialogue: "Us white folks got a lot to be proud of." Could you imagine? Oh my goodness! Could you imagine what if somebody came out and bellowed that out?
Can you imagine? Is that perfect timing or what? To have a title like that? That is.
Oh no, that wasn't a title. That was the first line of dialogue.
First line of dialogue. Yeah.
That's on the range here. From On the Range here. half
Wow.
a page. Could you just
Wow.
imagine, though? Could you just imagine the uproar that
Well,
that would cause if somebody came out and said that?
honestly, I don't think anyone should say that, and that's something I would never say to any of my friends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably something that whether it's white folks or black folks or Hispanic folks or probably shouldn't be saying any, no matter what race you are, because
Yeah.
it's in essence it's very divisive
Yes,
to begin with.
exactly. I agree with that 100%. I mean, it's funny. I mean, it really is just with everything that's going on right now, and just that's how things work. I mean, you
Mhm.
can't, you know.
There was an innocence about it. It's like I don't really think a lot of people back in the 30s were thinking about whether or not, you know, I mean, again, this was a time when everybody was suffering. Everybody was suffering because of the depression. I don't think there was anybody saying, "Oh, we got to solve the police brutality problem," or blacks are being treated unfairly, or I think back in this day, it would have, if anybody would have, if they would have been saying that about anybody, it would have been actually been Jewish people, probably. You know.
Probably my the tribe which I am associated with. You know, it's funny. My son, my soon to be daughter-in-law,
Hmm.
we were talking just about my side of the family and just things in general. And I said something, and I'm like, you're a Jew, right? Because they're Catholic, because of their mom, they were raised Catholic, and I was baptized too, But I'm like, you're Jewish, don't you? And he's like, well, I'm like, no, that's my dad was a German Jew. It's like 100%. You're a half Jew, even though technically it's supposed to be on your mom's side. It doesn't matter. I'm like, you're Jewish, and Jenna kind of smiled. She's like, she was shaking her head. I'm like, your family doesn't know that you're marrying a Jew, do they? And she kind of smiled. She was shaking her head.
Oh, your family has Jewish heritage.
Mine does, yeah, yeah. My dad was a German Jew.
Okay, well, hey, you learn something new every day. I didn't know that, but then again, I
Yeah.
never asked. So, but that's cool to learn. But yeah, this is just funny, especially in light of what's all going on in the states right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you read it, I mean, we both laughed, and yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
There is an innocence to it it's not meant to, in that context. I don't think it's meant to.
That's a failing of both our education system and our societal system too, where we're not even looking at the context of how things are said. People, as soon as the word is used, it's like, oh, no, we don't want to use that word. Even if you were to use it in its proper context.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, um,
At this point, though, I'm like, well, what's the what's the negative? What's going to be the bad thing about it? And it's basically being canceled on Twitter and other Hollywood, type
yeah, but
entertainment
okay,
stuff. That
not that we're trying to get into politics here
correct,
too
correct.
much,
Yes.
but but that's why we need to be on things like Parler, and we need to find alternatives to the mainstream social media like Twitter and Facebook. We
Yeah.
need to be on like Parler. I mean, I'm looking into possibly into Rumble a little bit, just seeing what that's all about. But anyways,
Anyways, yeah, I know.
moving on. Moving
Howling
on.
Howling Warwolf made a insightful comment right there. He said, "This is an interesting discussion." Correct. Right after I just said we're not going to talk politics, and then I went ahead and did it. So I apologize.
Well, yeah, this is an interest. Well, yeah, but okay.
We talked more social mores. Let's
Yeah,
put it that
yeah,
way.
yeah. That. that's where I was going with it. It's not as
Sure.
much we're talking politics. We're just talking more societal norms and more
Societal.
mores and
Correct.
all that.
I
And
agree with that.
what is considered quote unquote socially acceptable and what is not.
Yes.
So that and one of the things that I hope that I try to do when we look back at these comics is to kind of compare the time back then, what was going on back then, to the time now, and just show how in a simpler time things were a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Even though this was a lot of what was happening with the depression and stuff like that, you didn't have because the depression didn't cause people to sit there and want to just annihilate each other.
Well, but this is 36, right?
Right.
So at least, but prohibition was over by this time. So I mean, people were starting to get happier. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Prohibition ended 34, right?
I think it was 33 that it
It was the
became
33. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
or that again. Anyway, so you got Smiling Jack here with his aviation adventure. Oh boy, we're up to 64,000 feet.
64,000 feet. Most modern jetliners can't do 64,000 feet. That's a little.
That's probably hyper. Well, this is adventure aviation, so
Of course,
Zach Mosley was the writer and penciler and inker there.
they're being a little too fantastical, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, there are planes that can do it, but it's not common.
Yeah, but I don't think the average person realized that back in 36.
That's true too.
I mean, we didn't have like the internet. We didn't have the level of knowledge that we do now, or access to knowledge that we do now. So Dick Ryan, Let's Draw Cartoons, which is a how-to kind of thing, Percy. And you had a lot of that too in a lot of these titles too. You did have the comic stories, and as I've mentioned this before, you also had like activity pages, how-to pages. We've seen the ads in a number of them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, just to try to go, we have always, and this shows up a few times. Always Belittling and Skippy are usually paired together.
Some of them are really like lame too. Like take a popsicle stick and a string and glue and a ball, and like teaches you how to make the little ball in the cup thing.
And the Super Friends cartoon I was telling you about. They have some of those kind of craft done too. Like, I'm sure you've heard the old idea of grabbing two cans and a string and a button and like tying the string and then putting the string into the two cans to make a telephone.
Of course, that's the Nikki's internet back in the day. Remember when we used to say, "Dude, like, what are you on? Two cans and a string type of thing."
Yeah,
that's always fun to make fun of whoever the creator is. If their internet's wonking out a little bit, and you say, "What are you?"
Yeah, Texas Slim and which is a humor Western frontier. Winnie Winkle, Louie, Moon Mullins, who is one of the main characters on the title by Frank Willard. First line of dialogue: "I'm getting desperate. If something don't bob up pretty soon." That's a humor one. No date, but it was from Moon Mullins Sundays in the Chicago Tribune. Kitty Hagen's right there. Ginger. Okay, baseball hits Herbie in the fac. Okay, by Walter Burnt. Humor children
in the face.
Maybe, I guess, because baseball hits Herbie in the. I guess you could be right. It could be face, but they forgot the E apparently.
Okay.
You see that?
Well, it's under synopsis. Under synopsis, it corrects itself there.
Yeah. Herbie tries to catch a baseball, but it hits him in the face. Humor children. Okay.
That's never funny. I've never found it funny. I've taken a baseball to the face. I didn't find that funny when I was a kid.
Actually, I got line drive in the mouth when I had braces on back in high school.
ouch, ouch. Yeah, that's no fun. That is no fun.
You're right. It wasn't fun. I mean, if you're not the one getting hit, it could be one of the funniest things you've ever seen.
Absolutely.
But if you're getting hit, it's no fun.
If you're the mook that hit the ball into someone's mush, yeah, then it's hilarious.
Okay, and here, of course, here's another classic right here. This is one I've talked about, and eventually, this strip is going to move to All American Comics in about 3 years from this point. But Scribbly, and I've told you guys this before, Scribbly had a connection to the Golden Age Red Tornado Ma uncle. It's how they introduced her to the DC universe. But
Who was that again? I missed the name.
okay,
It
the
introduced who?
feature we're talking about here is Scribbly.
Mm-hmm.
The DC hero that I was referencing was the Golden Age Red Tornado, Uncle, Abigail Ma Uncle.
All right.
Knickers, Longies, or Art. And this is, of course, done by Sheldon Meyer. Humor Team characters. So they have a few more little characters include Squibbly Gibbet, Mrs. Gibbet, introduction, Squibbly's mother, Dinky Gibbet, introductions, Squibbly's younger brother, unnamed while at Dell Comics. See notes below. Rose, introduction, Mrs. Gibbet's friend, Ving Parker, famous cartoonist, mentioned only. Here's next issue. Before I read this, I'm gonna go off camera for just a quick sec. Something's going on with my nose.
Roger that. I got you.
All right. So
I had muted myself right as you did that. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
But we're good.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, was this? Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's when, Mr. Warwolf there said, "You guys are getting a little political."
So, anyways, so the synopsis for this one for Squibbly's, when Squibbly's mother, the reason he's called Squibbly is because he's kind of a wannabe cartoonist. When Squibbly's mother forces him to wear knickers, he tricks her into buying him the smock that he wanted. Okay. Squibbly. Okay, so index or notes here. Squibbly's kid brother is unnamed throughout the entire Dell Comics run, acquiring the name Dinky only after moving to DC Comics. Now, you have to remember here, and I think it's partly due to the time it was in, the Depression and stuff like. You did have a lot of features moving around. Squibbly moved from Dell to DC. I know that some of the stories from Famous Funnies moved to like Quality. So you did have a lot of movement of features going from like one title to from one title to another, or from one publisher to another. So that was. However, readers did suggest the nickname Dinky for him in the Funnies 1936 series, number 15 and 16. So this story states that Squibbly is still in grade school. By the time I started reading him in All American Comics, or when I started seeing come up, he was like probably middle school or towards the end of middle school, like 12, 13 by that point. So Ben Webster's Page, Brahma, Regular Fellas, Easy Bill, Regions Originals, Always Belittling, Skippy.
Regular Fellas. I'm stuck on that, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm like, that's an early Goodfellas, isn't it?
I don't know.
Probably not. Probably not. It's just the way my brain works.
It says here it's a humor story. Now,
then I don't think so, right?
Well, let's see. The first line of dialogue from this particular story was, "Civilized people are the only ones who catch fish." So,
catch.
Yeah.
Catch. If it's spelled with a K, you know that person laughs like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably true. Don Winslow, another title that kind of you'll see his name throughout a number of different publishers. This is 2.1 pages or 2.1 of a page, written by Frank V. Martinek, with Leon Burrows doing the pencil and inking. It's a military adventure type. Well, what news was the first line of that one? So basically, just to give you an idea of just the different stories here, you know, um, I'm going to now go back to, the idea of going through some of the synopses is just to kind of give you guys an idea of the variation and story types and all that.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. We dig that.
And then we have Tip Top Comics here from United Features, one of the newer ones. On sale date of Tip Top, as we know, was the company that has like Little Abner, Tarzan, and probably one of the ones that you noted there, Cats and Jammer Kids, at least for what we'd seen before. So
yeah.
So let's take a quick peek through that one.
I wonder. My brain is going a little off and weird, but I wonder, something stuck in my brain. Have I ever seen World War II bomber nose art featuring the Cats and Jammer Kids? That's something I'm going to have to look into.
On number 4. I had to remind myself of the issue number there. Let's see if they have synopses to look through for number 4 here. Looks like skeleton data only for number 4. But that's basically all they have for it. Is have the cover page here. Oh wait, actually we can get a large on the cover there. Just see it so we can. So y'all watch the fight, does y'all?
Punching a bull. That's pretty. He's as the kids say. He's Chad.
Yeah, I think that's Little Abner right there.
Is it?
I think.
Yeah, well, Little Abner was kind of a big. Wasn't he a big, like he could throw down?
And I think I remember when I'd seen one of these before, they listed him with that picture. So
okay.
So yeah, not much there. And then New Comics. Now, as I've mentioned before, New Comics would eventually become New Adventure Comics and Adventure Comics, which would run for a very long time. Had a number of different stories here. We'll just take a quick breeze through. Let's see. Let me first see where we're at time-wise. We're already at least a half hour into this. So I've got to go a little quicker here. Just kind of.
You're doing all right, Mike. I mean, there's just a few of the dudes are here, so
Yeah.
say, take your time, roll through this stuff.
Well, obviously, I want to get through as much information as I can, but and still keep it to at least 2 hours. But
yeah, we ain't no Leto Enchanted over here with those 5-hour streams he does. 3 days out of the week, he can go 5 hours a day. He's an animal.
Yeah. Well, he's also playing a game too. A lot of times.
That's true. He's just sitting there playing a game and he beat.
I mean, I probably, for this, I probably could go 5 hours if I really really wanted to really go in depth into every single comic here. But I mean, I think people would eventually start to get a little drained after a while with that.
I wouldn't be able to do 5 hours. Sorry, Mike. You're my bro. I like you, but I would not be able to do 5 hours.
Yeah. I don't think I could talk for that long either, believe it or not. So
that would be a stretch.
Okay, so all the issue notes says just the on sale date. So on sale date from the publication date as submitted to the U.S. Copyright Office in the catalog of copyright entry. Okay, so and then the cover page here by Whitney Ellsworth, another very famous name. Humor children kid with crab on cover. Yeah, you see that cover right. And then, of course, all original, all new mystery, thrills, adventure, and to
Hey,
name comics.
hey, Mike. The funny thing about that picture, if you go back
Yeah.
up to it, you know what that looks like to me? It looks like the Copperfield ad with the dog biting the butt of the little Copperfield girl, doesn't
Oh,
it? Just a little
I
bit.
don't know. 'Cause I don't think I ever saw that commercial. I guess or whatever you
It's
mentioned.
it's a real famous ad, and so like I don't know the time frame of it, but I want to say 50s. And so there was a little girl, like a 5-year-old girl, and this dog is nipping at her butt and like pulling her bathing suit, and you can see her little tan line. It's a real famous ad.
Mm. Of course, that was probably a lot of people back in those days probably thought that might have been cute, but you probably know what a lot of people would probably be thinking of that.
It would not fly anymore. No, sir. No, sir. Hey, solid. That's a bummer there. I'll jump on this, Mike, if that's all right. He said he was streaming earlier. I was streaming earlier, but my internet crapped out. So he said
Uh,
he's been having those internet problems all day.
yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Does seem like the internet crap. Sometimes the
Yeah.
internet seems to be crapping out.
Yeah.
Oh, and we get the editorial page here at the beginning of the book from and Malcolm Wheeler Nickel. Now, I think he was at one point a colonel in the army. Colonel Wheeler Nicholson here, I think, was one of the founders of DC Comics. As the artist. We had Captain Jim and the Texas Ranger Part 6 of the train robberies. We talked about these kind of serial stories right there. Enter Western Frontier. Won't go through all of them. Don Coyote, He Who Laughs Last, Laughs Best. There are some I'll probably go through, but we'll kind of just Captain Quick, Dale Daring, The Drew Mystery, Part 4. First line, eavesdropping, adventure. A strange old man offers to let Dick and Dale hide in his cave. You have Cal and Alec, Sandor and the Lost Civilization. Now, let me go back here and just to kind of go back a little bit and talk about like you got Captain Jim and the Texas Rangers, which is adventure Western Frontier. Okay, we have another adventure story with Don Coyote. As we know, this was sirloin of beef before. Castaway Island, another kind of adventure, but I think there's a difference that you have the Western adventure in the first story there. We have kind of the I don't know, Don Coyote's kind of like a journeyman type adventure type with Don Coyote Sirloin the Beef, probably you want to call him. Castaway Island is kind of like a deserted island kind of adventure story. Old Oz Bob humor. And one of the things about new comics, as they make the transition from being new comics to new adventure comics, you'd start seeing more and more adventure stories and less humor stories. Captain Quick here, kind of a historical naval adventure here, set I believe in the time in a time that I think it was a time when maybe Britain and Spain were at war or something. Dale Daring, the Drew Mystery, which is kind of a mystery adventure kind of thing. Alan Ellick, the Western Frontier Adventure. Sandor and the Lost Civilization. So this is a jungle adventure type, You've probably seen stuff like this. This might be considered something like Indiana Jones-esque kind of scenario. You know, jungle adventure type. Um,
Sure, sure,
from
sure,
the
sure.
from the dense jungle entanglement.
Or the Atari 2600 classic Pitfall.
So
That
Sandor
was
and
Mike. That was a geek joke. I went very deep on it, and I'm proud of myself.
all right. Well, I didn't even get it, so it kind of went
Sorry,
over my head.
sorry.
No problem. Um, Sandor's dog frees him from his bonds so he can escape the lion. So that was the synopsis for that one. Worthwhile films to watch for, which was a typeset. This is probably when it says typeset, it probably means it was like more like a text article is what it was.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Let's see, Needles, keep it. And you notice in this one, oh, and this is Needles' last appearance, and you did have some of these titles where they didn't. Some of them didn't last as long as others. Again, this is still in the infancy of comic books,
Mm-hmm.
so you have a lot of these anthology titles. You might have some that might only last, a couple of years and then be done. So, first line of dialogue: Ding a ling a ding. Good morning, folks. Get ready for your setting up exercises. As a humor exercise or humor um story. McGinnis of the Mounties, part 4 of the Saint Pierre mystery with McGinnis, Dubois, and Yvonne Dubois. They classify this as a detective mystery um, adventure. So McGinnis and Dubois are ambushed, but are rescued by Dubois' daughter. The outlaws circle around behind and capture her, but McGinnis is close at hand. Handy, handy. Teasers, famous. So just again, just I'm just kind of going through these. There's Jim Gale, 1720 on the Block, or Gambler Adventure. Um, Jim and Kim follow Frog Morton. So Frog Morton is a villain here. Jim steals the pearls from Morton and tries to escape, but he is stopped by a mysterious woman with a gun. On Dolorosa Isle, Part 3, with Steve Conrad, another kind of adventure type story, kind of a secret civilization type story. To outnumbered, Steve Conrad, um, Devachan orders Myra to be sacrificed to the volcano. Golden Dragon, another adventure one. And a lot of these stories are in like far off locations that you would not think are actually out there. Okay. A lot of these are like on deserted islands or deepest, darkest of jungle territories kind of thing. Some of these are very exotic locations that these stories are happening in, which I think adds those settings add to the stories. That like especially when you're thinking about it from the time that this is in, like when you look out July 1936, you look out your window and all you see is poverty and depression and all that. And then you open up these books and you're all of a sudden you find yourself, you know, in a lost civilization in the jungles of India somewhere, or on a isolated island out in the Pacific somewhere, or out in the Atlantic somewhere. You know, so I mean, this was good stuff for the time. This was a way of getting away from all the baloney of the time and all the negativity of the time. You know. Well, here we are in Peking, the Golden Dragon, from Ian Murray, Doris William. Let's see. Willis offers Murray a job delivering guns to a bandit in the Gobi Desert. Slim and Tex again. Captain Spinnaker, House of Magic, Shelf, Chico Chaco, which we talked about him before, right? Batgoat, about some of the
Yeah.
dialogue.
Yeah. Just that was another one that I laughed at, like, the way the diction that they used and how they spell words, to make you pronounce, to give you, the reader, to put an accent on this guy. It's funny. I mean, I liked it.
I never go riding with you again, Chico. Chico. Humor, um, Chico Chaco, Lupe, Pepe, a fighting cock. And yes, I did read that right, a fighting cock. But I believe in this case, the cock is what they mean, a rooster.
Cockfighting. Everyone knows about cockfighting. That's very, very famous. Very, very sad, but famous.
Right. Chico loses his fighting cock Pepe to his friend Carlos. Pepe wins, but Carlos keeps all of the winnings. Chico takes the coins, loose from Carlos, clothes, and he and Lupe go off to eat. Um, the Vikings war with the bear sharks, episode 7. Another story there. Gufo the Great. Author, again, just Ray and Gale adventure. Just, again, different. Story. There's another historical event. Tale of Two Cities, which is another, and this has done a lot too, and we talked about this before too, where literary works were also incorporated into the comics around this time as well.
Like oh, what was the one? Not Prince Valiant. What's the Ivanhoe? No, what there was.
Oh yeah, there was Ivanhoe was one of the stories.
Right? Yeah. So that's just like that's what you're talking about, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Marco Polo is another one. I don't know if you've seen Marco Polo yet, but Marco Polo.
Yeah, I do remember that. Okay.
Okay. And this is Federalman, 4 pages. This is a Siegel Schuster story right here.
Our Superman creator dudes, correct?
Correct. That's just where I was going to go for the new people who haven't been on with us.
Sorry,
before.
I jumped you there.
No problem, but yeah. So Siegel Schuster, actually, even though their most famous creation was Superman, they were pretty active around this time. Federal Men was one of their stories. Dr. Occult was another one. Henri Duval. They were one of the main people who, main pairs of comic writers that were, with Jerry Siegel credited as Jerome Siegel here, writing the stories, and the penciling, inking being done by Joe Schuster, being credited as Schuster here. So first line of dialogue or text: attired in the uniform of the criminal. Now this one's in a detective mystery adventure. This basically Federal Man is, you probably heard another term for him, G-men.
G-man, of course.
The
I
G-men.
have, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm older than most of the kids, so
right.
I don't know that a lot of younger millennials would get that reference of G-man.
Yeah, basically these guys are like FBI guys.
Yeah.
Stories basically about, and I'm sure that this story might not be looked upon, considering how people feel about law enforcement.
I don't. You know what? Hey, I know. I'm not saying anything about that, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but anyways, the main character, of course, Steve Carson, in disguise. Steve mows down part of the invading army in order to reach the experimental science building, where he hopes to find something to end the invasion. Now, for those of you who don't know, just in case you don't know what the term mow down means in this particular case, in older media back then, it was the idea was take a machine gun and you shoot it across a field of people, and that's basically what they meant by mow down.
Solid, you're exactly right, and that's funny. It made me laugh as soon as I saw your comment.
Yeah, let's see what.
In relation to G-Man.
Yeah. Okay. Leto, ATC, and Anon were all in my stream when it dropped. Bummer, all the dudes. It's government spooks, right? In a way, I guess you could say it.
I consider spooks like CIA, like real
Yeah.
dirty, down and dirty, and like a G-Man is more of an FBI guy.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's basically the idea there.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Like Elliot Ness, we'd consider Elliot Ness
Right.
a G-Man.
Yeah. So, and Steve Carson looked pretty cool in this too. So we'll get a chance to look at him again another time. Once we get to like probably New Comics number 10 or something, we'll probably, as I said, I'll only go to the actual comic in the cases of milestone issues. At factors of 5, 10, 25 kind of thing. So, and here's Comics Magazine number 4. Now, if you remember back in Comics Magazine number 1, that had the Dr. Occult story, who was under the name Dr. Mystic for that particular title. We see a lot of the same names. That we see some of the like Captain Jim and the Daily Rangers. We see some other ones, and another like kind of another.
I like my Texas Ranger dudes.
Yeah. So
that's okay. No homo. I'm sorry, but wow. Once I said that, I'm like, whoa. Let's back that up. I like the story.
Homo. I mean, I
like the stories about the Texas Rangers.
Oh.
I horrified myself by the way I said it, and I tried to.
Son, that didn't even cross my mind.
It crossed mine.
Cross my mind that would even be why you'd be saying it.
I'm a moron though, and
I know.
My brain's all over the place
because people are liable to take it that you play that way or whatever. That didn't even cross my mind in that. I knew what you meant.
I'm a lone wolf McQuaid, baby. When I've got a grandson, for goodness sake.
Yeah. Anyways, moving. Oh, Dickie Duck, who we saw on the cover of last issue there. That's in this one as well. And we'll probably look a little closer at Comics Magazine next, because that's issue number 4. So now we're going to look at, and in this case, we're going to actually see if we can actually. So this is Famous Funnies number 25.
That's a big dude.
Yeah. We'll actually look through Famous Funnies number 25 here when we get there. Okay. Now, of course, these are all the stories here. Again, a lot of these are comic reprints with. So now instead of going to the actual, instead of just going looking at instead of just going and looking at the synopses, we're going to actually go and take a peek at the actual comic, if I can find it here. I should be able to. Not here, on another site. Okay. Famous Funnies. We're going to look for Famous Funnies number 25 here. The one we want to focus in on bit. Now for those of you who are a little bit new here, a lot of times what I will do in these cases, I will, basically I'll and I did this more with the milestone issues, factors of 5, 10, or 25, just simply because to sit there and read through every single comic would take forever. But what I'm looking at here is word usage, language usage, and how people communicated back in these times, as compared to how we communicate with each other today. That's one of the things. We also look, of course, we look and analyze societal norms, mores of the time period as compared to today, to just kind of bring back a sense of innocence and just remind us that there is a time when we didn't have all the garbage we have in the world we do now. There was an innocence that was really, really cherished at a time. And I hope that I can help y'all rekindle that sense of innocence.
Oh, hey, Leto's here. I was completely.
But were you still mesmerized by what I was saying there?
Mike, I'm going to admit to being a poor co-host, and I was actually looking. I was being filmed. I knew I was on camera, but I was looking at some wiki entries and writing stuff down, so I had no idea what was going on for the last couple of minutes. I apologize, but it looks
No
like
problem.
Leto's here.
Hey, Mike, Solid, O, and Warwolf. I'll be listening, but headed to work. Yeah, as always, we know. Leto was on earlier too this morning. I know that. Batgoat, is it true? It ain't easy getting being green.
You got me. That's a good one. I figured this is one of UND fighting Sue forever. No censorship, fighting Sue. NCAA is a horrible organization. But I figured if I put on studio lighting and do my thing up nice, it's going to pop, right? My mustache will pop if I'm wearing my green hoodie. That's what I figured. I hope it looks good.
Zach Solid's got something to say here. At Leto, sorry about the stream ending abruptly. My internet crapped out and I decided to work on other things had to do instead of restarting it. Right. Okay, so anyways, back to famous funnies here. The Nation's comic, let's see, number 25 famous funnies. The Nation's comic monthly. Now remember, guys, back in these days, they were not called comic books. They were called comic magazines, or in this case, comic monthlies. So, and as we've talked about before, many of these anthology titles were a lot like what we know highlights to do today, or what highlights has done for the last 20, 30 years or so. 30,
you
40.
mention highlights all the time, Mike, and I'm gonna have to find a copy of it somewhere. Do they still make it? Can I get a subscription to it?
I'm not even sure. Like,
if they still made it, I bet you it's horrible now.
Well, I don't know, because where usually I would see highlights, when I do remember seeing them, would usually be in doctor's offices.
Dentist office. I remember my dentist office, my very first dentist out in Torrance, California. I remember the highlights magazines. I hated going there, but I loved the highlights magazines.
Yeah, but the highlights magazines were, as I said, were kind of a mix of hodgepodge, much like these comics are,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. No, I know it's, and like I say, it's funny that you mention a lot, because I can totally see that. I mean, that's what you and I grew up with. So it's a good visualization. And I'm just saying, I want to get my hands on an old highlights and just kind of read through it and see if it's as fun as I remember.
Yeah. So the comic, of course, was 10 cents.
Hey, Anon.
Anon's here. Hey, Anon. Hey, just got off work and home. Well, glad you're here, man. And guys, as always, if you can help, get the word out by liking and sharing the stream, that would be appreciated. Hopefully we can get some more people in on this fun, right? Oh yeah, here's that big guy you were talking about, and I can see why you were laughing. That
Yeah,
big guy trying to jump off of that very small
he's jumping into like
diving board.
a little thing of water that an elephant's drinking out of.
And by the time he hits it, oh boy.
Yeah, ouch.
Oh my gosh, Jumbo is drinking up the water.
Ouch town, bro.
Boing. Scorchy Smith, Dickie Dare, Homer Hoopy, Okie Dokes. 4 new comics in this issue, in addition to all of the old favorites. The covered, as I told you, we're covering the on sale date of July, but if you notice right here, it says August, the cover date.
Yeah.
So there's an on sale date and there's a cover date. Let's see. Strange as it seems. Goofy gags. Do some of this. So you got the guy right there, like scratching his head, like with a question mark.
Because
yes. Go ahead. Back. You were about to say something.
I was just going to point out what I'm seeing in the picture, but I know you were going to do that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. You're dropping the lunch. You're dropping the lunch. Tell my wife come up. She's been down there 20 minutes. Gee, I feel a draft. I guess that's the end of that.
You see at the top there what I was laughing at was right there where he's scratching his head. Just because the big dude, my man who jumps into the little thing of water, his gut looks like a floating beach ball. That's just a funny, visual gag right there.
Maybe that's why he's questioning.
He's like, huh?
Yeah. Okay, which
yeah, which is which? Yeah, that's funny.
Nut Brothers, Our Boarding House.
All right, Leto, be cool, y'all.
What's up? Somebody just leave us?
He's driving off to work, so.
Okay. Hey, how goes it? I got to start. Keep talking. I'm listening though. Okay. Sure thing. Our Boarding House. A little slice of life here. It looks like.
I want that aluminum bike.
Oh, what, the one down
here? When you're done reading this, yeah. When you're done reading that.
Oh, okay. Our boarding house. The madam is running an ad for a room to rent. She's out for the day, so that leaves me to someone at the door now. By Jove, I'll rent that room for the madam. Is this the house that advertised a room for rent? My word. Yes, I have a fine room, but I understand. You are thinking of my height. I do circus and movie work. Don't let my size bother you. I have to make the best of the average room. Yes. I fold up like a carpenter's ruler in bed. What a reach.
Huh.
A contortionist in the circus taught me some tricks, how to pull myself together in an upper berth or a phone booth. Egad, Egad, what about him at the table? Say, for instance, there was an extra chop on the platter, and his impulse was the same as mine. I'll spare that one. Pardon my reach, ha. My good man, it's no use to even show you the room. Truth is, a midget called to see it before you, and he said he would feel too cramped in it. Okay, Doc. I guess he really didn't want the guy. Guess he really didn't want the guy around, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then here's that aluminum bike you
Earn this aluminum bike. Make your own spending money. What? Selling grit? What's that an ad for?
Well,
Yeah, look you up on some old timey scam. But look, Mike. Look how cool that old bike is. That's better than Pee Wee. That's better than
Silver King, and I think some of it has to do with some of the there's a horn here. Some of these instruments. There's axe, saw, horn.
Oh yeah. But it's like the thing where like they'd make you sell that stupid paper called grit or something like that. Just they'd make these kids go door to door.
Okay. Connie by Frank Goodwin. I wish I could think up an idea for our club's charity show. Wrestling tonight. Quentin Tuller versus. Okay. By Joe. By Joe. Very thing. A wrestling program. I'll call up Jack. He can help me get some wrestlers. Hello, Jack. I want. Okay, I'm just gonna read it right now.
Okay, save your voice.
Obviously, I can't do a high woman.
You're gonna strain your voice there. Ouch.
Yeah. Hello, Jack. I want to talk to you about getting up some wrestling bouts. I can do the guys, but I probably shouldn't try to do the girls as much. That was Connie. She wants to see me about getting up some wrestling bouts. There's I guess a younger guy. Wrestling. Say, I'm going with you. It's lucky for Connie I was home. I'll fix everything for her. I'm glad because I don't know much about that game. Now, this is back in the 30s, so this was prior to the formation of the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. This is during the time of the National Wrestling Association. Right, not that any of that was referenced here, but
what's the earliest? Just sorry to sidetrack you, but what's the earliest wrestling entertainment entity or body that started making money in this country? Any idea?
I would say it was the National Wrestling Association throughout the first half of the 20th century. That was
okay.
The first, because now what we know of today is the NWA title, the National Wrestling Alliance title, was originally a conglomeration of I think 2 or 3 titles, one of which was the National Wrestling Association title. Okay. And that title goes some people argue that one goes all the way back to Abe Lincoln during his younger years when he was wrestling.
Really?
Uh-huh. In fact,
that's crazy, dude.
In fact, some lineages in terms of the National Wrestling Association World Heavyweight title go as far back as 1905 with with George Hackenschmidt.
Wow. Wow. But going back to, I mean, that's almost middle 19th century. That's crazy. Very cool.
Yeah.
It's called Marriage. Leto just cracked a funny.
Oh, love and marriage, go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you, brother, can't have one without the other. Driving home, be safe, Leto. Have a good one. And at Anonymity, thanks for checking out my stream earlier. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to complete it due to my internet dropping. Hey, Solid, no worries. I had to go to work anyway for a few hours tonight. And then I'd call it marriage back. Yeah, you read that, so.
That is funny. That's funny.
So, anyways. I know the wrestling racket inside out. I'm a let's see. I'm an amateur champion myself. I'll get you a wrestling card. Oh, that's grand. While while will you be in one oh wait, oh that's grand, Willie. Will you be in one of the bouts? Um why sure. I'll pick a good man for myself. Fine. A little later we find Willie picking a good man himself. Um it's for charity, Algie. It's all in fun. All right. If you won't hurt me, boy, is he a pushover. He'll make me look like um Londos. Oh, Londo. Oh, Jim Londos was a former National Wrestling Association champion. You know, back in the 30s. So basically, yeah, he was one of the big names of that time period. And now we come to the night of the wrestling bouts. Connie is announcing, and the night will be, and the next bout will be between our own Willie and I forgot to tell you. Um, Algie is sick. I didn't want to bother you, so I got a substitute. Here he comes. Let's go, kid. Did you see that? No, you see that?
What, the big dude there?
Yeah. See, here he's got the scrawny little guy who ends up getting sick, and then so he's thinking at this point that he's going to be taking on the scrawny little guy, and instead
he gets the big rock of a dude there. Not the Rock, but big horse of a guy. Yeah, that's funny. That's the classic switcheroo, right? That's been going on for forever.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's see. 4 touchdowns in a single game at Polk High. I guess Solid got the no, ma'am. You guys were. Oh, I should let you read those since you're here. Oops. I meant to type Polk High. All right, Batgoat, read this.
And I said, it's cool. We all knew you were talking about our glorious leader, A. Bundy. Al Bundy, Married with Children. Yeah. That's what it's all about right there.
That's where the song is from.
Yep. No,
Let's
ma'am.
let's get into a huddle. We are observing our birthday. Okay. So I'm gonna try to get above the crowd by Stock Allen. Funk, French, Ace. So this is an aviator piece. Captain Easy, Soldier of Fortune. Again, I'm not gonna try to read everything here, but some of them. Alley oop. Here's
Alley
another
oop,
classic.
famous caveman.
Mm-hmm.
That dude Ray, what's his name, sang that song, The Streak. He used to sing the funny songs from the 60s and 70s. What
Ray
was his name?
Stevens.
Yeah, didn't he have a alley oop song? He sang a song called The Streak.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know about that. I think you're right. He did have a song called Alley
Alley
Oop.
oop oop, something like that. This
Big,
cat's name was alley oop.
big fight today. Grudge battle to a finish. Killer Kid Mar versus Zabo the Terrible. Longs fire, alley oop, and Fuzi uh, promoters. We sure got a crowd. We sure got a crowd, Fuzi. How much did we take in? Plenty, old fella. Boy, what a gate of axes we took in. Some 38 tiger hides, 3 and 19 spear, and a black bear skin to add to our cheer. Okay, so let's see how to read this. Not good. Well, now we're better get going. That that's the idea. Let's get going. How it'll end, I've no way of knowing. Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, we have Killer Kid Car to battle Zabo, the terrible Moon Man Star. Alley Oop will be referee. Bong! All right, Mug. Do your stuff. Yeah! Shock 'em, kid. I'm getting two war axes for this affair. They come the same deal. They give me the same deal, and look what they're getting with and look what they're getting. We're snaps. Oh, do you see where this is going yet? Back up. Let's see what happens here.
who's going to be heading in there?
We're we're getting gypped. He's quit. He's quit. Let's quit. Okay, we won't fight if they don't give us a cut of the gate. Hey, quit stalling. Unless you give us 10 more axes, we won't fight. We want our cut. Welfare. Hey, Fuzzy. These guys are running out on us. What are we gonna do? do something and do it quick before the crowd begins to kick. So you guys refuse to fight, huh? We want to cut. Well, show this big oops something. Oof. Hit me, will ya? You big whale. Ugh. Shock, bam, pow, crack, how, ow, bam, bop, oof. 9, 10, out. And both fighters are finished. And I'll argue to a finish with anybody who thinks they got gypped. I can't make up my mind whether I got the bargain or got gypped. What you kicking about? 'Cause it's ended in a 3-man war. It was fixed. It was fixed. Them guys took a dive. You're the first guy I ever heard squawk cause you got more in ya paid for. So that's pretty interesting. I got to go off camera for a quick sec. I'll be right back.
Cool. That I might. All right. Can you guys hear me? I'm still on here. Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you back.
Okay.
I guess there was a little more conversation there.
Yeah, we're talking about Married with Children.
Oh, because I sang the song.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat real quick. Married with Children still airs on TV channels to this day. Surprised SJWs haven't tried to get it pulled. Mm-hmm. Al Bundy insult videos. I still watch every now and then. Ha ha ha. Yeah. He lit up Marcy so good. Well, probably the only reason that Married with Children isn't getting hit is because of Marcy's actress, Amanda Bierce.
Yeah.
You guys know what Amanda Bierce is,
Yeah,
right?
screaming GLBT person that is very in your face about her sexual practices.
Right.
And it's funny. Like, there's videos on YouTube. I saw one a while back about the behind the scenes antics or problems, and Ed O'Neill he doesn't even hide it. He was like, well, yeah, I mean, she said this, or I said, yeah, that's gonna look stupid. Ed O'Neill did not put up with Amanda Bierce's crap, and that was very well known.
Even though she still was around there for quite a while. I mean,
yeah, they got
rid of Steve and then replaced him with, I don't remember who.
Jefferson Darcy. Like he had to switch his name because he was such a
and he was of course portrayed by Ted McGinley.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and a little animated note too. Katie Seagal, who played Peg Bundy in that, would go on to play the Cyclops lady on Futurama.
Yes, Leela Taranga. We all love Leela, Captain Leela. Leela or Tila? Leela Taranga.
Ha ha ha! Old Marcy and her husband was Jefferson. I can't think of his name. So did better than I did. Steve was the first one. Jefferson was the blonde pretty boy. Jefferson played by Ted McGinley, who previously had been on Happy Days in the later years.
Correct. He did some Love Boat work too, I believe. Just with his wavy, beautiful blonde hair.
Oh man, forgot about Steve, the dude with the darker brown hair. Jefferson Darcy, Marcy Darcy. Marcy Darcy. I don't even remember the third guy.
There was a third guy? Was there a third guy in on?
I don't think. Remember, Bud became the rapper Grandmaster B.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Oh, Jefferson was the blonde pretty boy. Okay. So, anyways, back to the comics here.
Yeah, Katie Seagal also.
That's his line.
It's I don't want to say underground, but it's popular, but it doesn't have the numbers as some other shows like a Breaking Bad. But that Sons of Anarchy is a pretty popular show, and she's in that. It's a very different role for her, but I don't watch it. But apparently, a lot of people dig her in that.
Yeah, so I got an hour and a half. We're an hour and a half into the stream here already.
Okay.
There. But here it looks like another kind of maybe naval adventure.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
See him yelling pirates.
Yeah. Oops. Slice of life here. His famous funnies number 25, of course.
Boots to me looks like, I don't know why. I think she looks like someone who's a decade behind. She when this is actually being printed, she looks like a Flappers type girl, like she's almost like behind on what would be late 30s fashion, if that makes sense.
All right. Good morning, Skipper. Get a good night's rest. Swell. Let's go. Let's go. Breakfast is ready. Say, all you need was some sleep. All you needed was some sleep. Look at that. Look at that. She's on his head. Look at that. She's got him carrying her. Sure, but I'm starved. Take it easy now. I'm not accustomed to carrying young ladies around on my shoulders. Hey, this is cozy. You ought to supply your guests with megaphones. Yeah, having to speak to each other from across the table like that.
Yeah.
Moreover, oh, good idea. Bravo. Gee, Billy, why don't you board off a corner here, name it into a parking space for dirigibles? Oh, I see what they did. They sat on the same side instead of like at either end of the table.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt you're feeling better. So I guess this has something to do with her getting hurt or something. You'll have to carry me back after all I ate. Say, tell me about some of those harrowing experiences. I've had enough excitement. I've had enough excitement. Gee, to sneak off to some island. Hey, what is that? Boots? By golly, I just thought of something. So did I but you're my brother. Oh, so did I. But you're my brother, so I won't say it. Okay. Uh, I wonder what that's all about.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there.
Uh, I guess here's more of it, or maybe there's another, like a separate story altogether. There's Hairbreath Harry, High Gear Homer. Here's Buck Rogers. Um, okay, so let's see if I can even read this. With Captain Datro and Queen Verna of the Free City of um, Dondarbs, Buddy and Alra were attacked by mysterious masked pirates as they sped along the La Conca seaway of the of their of their way on their way to Conquade, where aboard the strange pirate ship, Datro, Buddy, and Alra were were hurled back into the waters of the seaway.
I'm
Buck
gonna
Rogers.
hurl.
They
Thinking of
didn't want Buck Rogers of the 25th century. They didn't want us. No, it was Verna they wanted, and they've got her. It's very strange. Only the council knew we'd pass this way and when. They've got her, and it was all my fault. If only I had taken more precautions. Well, it proves that some of the council members are in with the masked pirates. That's the reason. That's the reason um, that Datro has never been able to wipe them out. The Sea Patrol's fleet. Maybe we can catch the pirates yet. I doubt it. This is Buck Rogers, by the way. So this is kind of
I'm confused. Is it on our planet, or are they on a different planet?
I would think they're on a different planet. Some of the text is a little hard to read, but
Yeah, I guess I wasn't following it. Like, and the names too are like, are they on Baja California, or are they on a different planet?
well, the names I made out were like Datro and Verna, and so.
Oh, never mind. I thought I was hearing other things.
Well, look at their cost. Look at their dress too. The way that they're dressed.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see that.
So they're probably on a different planet. As they boarded one of the ships, cheer up, Datro. At least you're safe. What good is that? I let them get Queen Verna. I am disgraced. They haven't been gone long. Couldn't we give chase? So the patrol fleet soared away over the seemingly endless desert in search of the pirates. Hours later, they sighted a distant mountain range and the pirate ship. We're gaining on it. The fleet roared up over a gigantic ridge. We're bound to catch at this speed, we'll sight it again in a second. Oh, on the other side of the mountains, endless desert still stretched before them. The pirate ship has vanished. How could it? But it did. In the in the in the patrol ship's cabin, but buddy, you can see the pirates aren't there. But they've got to be. Only we can't see them. Allura, okay, I guess it's Allura, not all. Um, this is a job for us with our flying belts. A moment later, Buddy and Allura dropped from the ship unnoticed. Um, maybe the hidden maybe it's hidden in the mountainside, or Allura, you're right. I have a feeling we're going to fly right smack into it. They descend cautiously. Buddy, the fleet's not waiting for us. That that's all right, but we've got to be careful. We can't lick those pirates by ourselves. They circled low over the desert. Nothing but sand. But there must be ravines and maybe caves, where even big aircraft could be hidden. For hours, they flew along beside the mountain. Well, we found lots of ravines, but no pirate ships. We're just where we started. Let's wait for the patrol fleet to return. It's funny where that pirate ship got to. It didn't have time to get beyond the horizon. I'm tired out. There was no sign of the patrol boat fleet returning. Look, buddy, that sand dune over there. Wait, there's only one, and it's so regular and round. Yeah, they're on another planet, I guess, where they sail the sands instead of the seas, it looks like, huh?
Sure, yeah.
They leaped into the air. It does seem odd. We've got to get a closer look. They swung low over the sands. Footprints out here in this vast wilderness. Some going to the mound and some coming from it. At the foot of the strange sand dune. And here they stop, just as though people had vanished into thin air. Maybe a trap door? What do you think, Batgoat?
Could be.
Or some kind of secret entrance?
Well, anything that looks like a boob floating, just out in the middle of nowhere, I'm game. I'll go in there.
Anything that looks like a boob, you'll go in there.
Okay. Why not? That's a good rule.
Good thing we don't have any women in here.
Oops, yeah, sorry.
That's okay. That was funny, though. Let's see if anybody else picked up on that. Probably not, hopefully, but you never know. I'm about to park up right now. Just finished eating, and now I'm ready to relax. Pornhub is writing that down. Oh boy, I don't know. Was that in? Not out loud. I guess they did pick up on it, same as we did. Oh,
That was from
solid.
before. Yeah.
Oh, solid. Don't know how long you were at the Jack show, but hope you enjoyed the degeneracy of Written and Narwhal. I wasn't there long. I had to sleep. Solid. No worries. No worries. Maybe another time. I love my sleep. Yeah. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Here's more of the Buck Ride. And I wanted to read this one, of course, because I've been wanting to read, because I knew this was one of the sci-fi stories. We haven't had a chance to read the space adventure stories like this yet. So, what's happened? It's a
You
pirate
should,
ship.
Mike. You should probably make this the last one though.
Okay. Well,
At 1:45.
yeah. Okay. I'll just read. I won't read anymore. I'll just kind of read to the. I think we kind of got through what we
Yeah.
kind of got a lot of the points across.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's convenient to look at the different stories and the way they're different writings and all that. Maybe I got to do a little bit better research here in terms of determining which stories to read. I should just consider looking
Yeah.
through these beforehand and
They're all
seeing what
fairly.
story.
They're all fairly similar though. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, well,
they're.
yeah, maybe with some setting changes. But remember these were anthologies too. I mean, the whole
Sure.
idea
Yeah.
was to take you to different places. But yeah, a lot of them are very similar in style and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Neebs, Pee-wee. So basically, and then here we have Ned Brandt of Carter and and these ones are low. So maybe what I got to do in the at least looking forward in the future here is just reviewing these beforehand and then seeing okay which stories. And I'm going to stop this right here, just even though I don't know if it's got all the way to the end yet, but only because we want to get to the others real quick. And again, I won't spend a whole lot of time. Like this one be number 5. We'll go through the synopses real quick, and I'll just touch upon some of the favorites. In comics number 5. And King Comics, of course, I'll just read the synopses anyways, just not all of them, but at least some just kind of go through it quickly. Because I know this is one of everybody's favorite, Popeye. Popeye's it. They only got skeleton and data for number 5, the 5th issue here. Typical theater, Henry, Musial, the Pencil Ink. You got Popeye, Olive Oil, Henry, and Wimpy on the cover. Oh, okay.
You're lagging. You went robo on us there, Mike.
Oh, I'm lagging? Oops. Am I still lagging?
No, it seems okay now. And I don't know. I'm not sure if he is popping out of the stream and then coming back in to see if that helps. I see your discussion there, Solid. You're asking Anon about. Okay, Mike, that's cool. I'll sit here and yak at everyone. I saw you mention. Here he comes back in.
Sorry about that, guys. I basically I hit the wrong button. I hit the back button, and so I knocked myself out of the studio for.
That's cool. I was able to pick up there for you, and just a little bit, and you're not lagging anymore, so it looks good.
Oh, maybe I somehow, by just sheer accident, maybe I just kind of.
You fixed it.
Yeah.
Rockstar.
And then, of course, here's more fun comics. Some of our favorites. Oh, okay. This story I may. Well, let me see. That's
You
a
got
two-pager.
you got
So,
you got 10 minutes left.
okay. Well, because Radio Squad is here. This is one of the ones I was talking about last week, but I guess I'll just have to wait till get to 15. But
Hey, Frog. Good to see you.
we got. Hey, Frog.
Yeah, everyone knows Frog.
Hello and good evening, everybody. I think I've seen him before. Not. I think this is the first time he's visited my stream, but
Yeah, he's like a mod in several other streams. He's a good guy.
okay. Mikestand and okay. Yeah. So just kind of get through some of these real. Got the Doctor Occult story, the werewolf story that started other titles. So you just see a lot of the. You just see a lot of the. And just once again, just a reflection, and then here's number 8 of popular comics. Okay. So with that, that I guess we're done with that. I think I still got through quite a bit there.
Mm-hmm.
And you were saying that and if you don't mind sticking around for a couple of minutes, Batgoat for some post-show.
Absolutely, not a
discussion.
problem.
But anyway, so as Batgoat was reminding me, now we're down to, I guess, under 8 minutes. So is everybody ready for this day in each history? Sorry you were late, Frog. Hopefully, you'll catch up with us another time as well. So
history time.
okay. Hello and good evening, everyone. Okay. Frog, is Frog a guy that I've heard some people call Froggo, or is that a different guy altogether?
No.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking somebody else there. Okay, well, anyways, so yeah, let's go. Okay, so without no further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and do some previews just to remind myself of some of the 2014. Got 3 items tonight: 1996 and 2011. Okay, so here we go. So today being Friday, January the 8th, 2020. Let's take a look back at this day in each history. Where we take a look back at, go back in time and take a look back at some things that happened on this day in each history. So on this day back in 1996, which is 25 years ago today, WCW would have Monday Nitro from the North Charleston Coliseum in Charleston, South Carolina. The main event of the card saw Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage defeat the Four Horsemen members Arn Anderson and Ric Flair. As had Sting defeat Diamond Dallas Page. Eddie Guerrero defeat Lord Steven Regal. Chris Benoit with Brian Pillman in his corner defeat Alex Wright. Yes, and then he had a couple dark matches prior to that. So on this date in 1996, 25 years ago, Monday Nitro was held in Charleston, South Carolina, at the North Charleston Coliseum, where in the main event saw Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage defeat the Four Horsemen members of Arn Anderson and Ric Flair. So after that, of course, let's move ahead in time here a bit. Let's see. On this date in 2011, which was 10 years ago today, the Sunrise produced Armored Trooper Votan's OVA Alone Again premiered on this date in 2011. On this date in 2011, the Armored Trooper Votan's ETA OVA Alone Again would premiere on this date 10 years ago today. So and finally, on this, let's see, on this date 7 years ago today in 2014, the first issue of All New X Factor went on sale on newsstands from Marvel Comics. So on this date 6 years ago today, All New X Factor the first issue of All New X Factor went on sale on this date 6 years ago today. It ran for 20 issues. So that's all that's happened on this date in each history. I thank everybody for joining me tonight. Hopefully, for some who came late, you'll either go back and watch this again, or maybe you'll catch up with us on another stream. But you're always welcome. And I shall bid you all adieu. Bye.
Peace, everyone.
Huh?
I said peace.